And now, as you can see, our discussion will be about micro and macro linguistics. Now, before we proceed in our pre-activity, let us first have these two questions. So, if language is a mere medium of communication, then how do you define linguistics? Okay, Faith?
The scientific study of the language.
Okay, that's correct. Now, if language is a mere medium of communication, therefore, linguistics is the scientific study of language. Now, what do you think is the difference between micro and macro? Okay, Joe?
So when we say the micro-linguistic is the linguistic that covered a small, what is large language, and the micro is the small small.
Yes, thank you for your idea, Joe. So when we are going to say micro-linguistics, this is the narrower view of language. But if we are going to say macro, this is the broader view. Now let us proceed in our pre-activity. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay, so now let us first have, so this is our topic outline, so let's just move on to our activity. So our activity is connect me with my future sweet sweetheart. So I want you guys to group yourselves into three. Did you get it? Yes! So now we have here a heart, a whole heart, and a broken heart. So now,
Ako.
Meanwhile, ang nasa group 2 ay ang mga terms. So all you have to do after mag-read sa group 1, kung unsa to nga definition, mag-shoot rin sa tubangan. And then what will the group 2 do is, magpili sila unsa to nga, unsa yung i-define nato at pati sila dire. Then the group 3 will decide kung ba siya sila ba or dili, which is whole heart ba sila ba jud, or broken heart sa'yo. Okay? Did you guys understand? Now I want you to get one and
Question number 1. It studies the relations between language and society, how social factors influence the structure and use of language.
language.
Social linguistics.
Yay!
Is it a whole heart or a broken heart? Group 3 decide.
Is a heart.
Okay, so
Ako ano naman?
next question. It is the study of constructions and formations of words. It is a branch of linguistics which breaks words into morphemes and is considered the grammar of words. Morphology. Okay, very good.
Number 3. It is the study of language processing and language representation in the brain.
Number linguistics. phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Now, when we are going to say, okay, so when we say like in linguistics, we have the sound, structure, and meaning. This was discussed already by Sir Herford.
Yeah.
So under the sound, we have the phonetics and phonology. From the name itself, phone. And then we also have in the structure, we have the morphology and syntax. And in meaning, we have the semantics and pragmatics. Now, if you are going to say phonetics, it is the study of individual sounds, which are the switch sounds. So an example of this are the International Phonetic Alphabet or the IPA. So did you still remember that in our phonetics, during ELS 100, we tackled about the branches of phonetics, which are the articulatory phonetics, auditory phonetics. So now, you can search for it about IPA, right? So in phonology, this is how sounds are combined to make a meaningful spoken unit or euphonic. So it is the word itself, or how you should deliver the word. That is phonology. Now, let us go to structure. So under structure, we have the morphology and the syntax. So when we are going to say morphology, this is the formation of words for the morphemes. Now, as you can remember, during still at Mango Gatiman's previous lessons before, in our morphology, for example, the word arrangement, kung pila ka buong word ang nasa isa ka word. For example, katong pneumonia ultramicroscopic silicoid.
Coniosis.
Diba? At ito siyang libre kung pila ka buong word ang sulat, itong mga root word na naan ito. So that is in morphology. Now when we say syntax, of course, ang Sir Herford course studies the structure and formation of sentences, combination of words. So therefore, nakafocus lang siya if grammatically correct ba ang mga sentences nga ato ang ginahimo, ang atong gina-construct. Thus, sa syntax kasi, wala ka nang, wala siya matter sa meaning. So therefore, ang need lang niya, bakit siya paminawang sa ato, but we need to accept the fact na there are different, yung mga sentences na makayong tangalai siya paminawon, but it is grammatically correct. And there are also sentences na makayong correct, but the fact is it is an erroneous sentence. So now let us proceed on the meaning. We have the semantics and the pragmatics. So when we are going to say semantics, it is the study of text without context. But if you're going to say pragmatics, it is the study of text with its context. Now, how can differentiate this from what we have learned from Sir Herford? What's the idea? Rachel, do you have any idea?
Pero this is a
semantics is studying text without context, so it doesn't define or it doesn't mean the real meaning of the context.
Yes.
So when we talk about pragmatic study of text with context, so study of text with context. So what is the literal meaning of the text without studying without literal meaning sa context? So semantics is without context because there's no deeper conjugal, there's no deeper understanding of the context itself. If what would be the first na become masulod sa iyang pagkitaw silang mind na the context is not all about so much yung makuha na meaning yun sa context. But sa pragmatics,
Pagkitawag ng kalimong sa JDB niya ato. But if you're going to say pragmatics, masabtan dahil siya. So is it clear? So now let us proceed on the macro-linguistics, which will be discussed by my
So there are here are the different branches of macro-linguistics. The psychology plus language equals
Please, everybody.
Psycholinguistics. Social psychology has language, linguistics. Neurology has language, neurolinguistics. Discourse analysis. Artificial intelligence. Conversational linguistics.
So the
Languages. Applied linguistics.
So the first one is psycholinguistics. Please read my card.
Psycholinguistics are the psychology of language, the study of language and mind. For example, understanding the direct and indirect response of a person.
So this is how our brain understand and use language. It's like figuring out what we read, talk, and learn new words. Like there are two examples of sentence. So can you guess which is the indirect and direct object between the two sentences? Si Carlo.
Direct. Please close the door. Indirect, can you shut the door?
Yes, diba? Obviously kayo siya kayo.
Plan, I plan.
If
Wala natin.
the indirect here, that is, can you shut the door? Because, di ba, pwede sa isa ka tao, dili siya mutuo or mutuo ba siya? Di ba, correct? So, the idiomatic phrase here is, can you shut the door? Then, number 2, because shut is the another term for close. So, the next one is social linguistic cycle. Please read.
Social linguistics. It studies the relations between language and society. Example, language attitude versus language performance.
It is how language change depending on who you are talking with or where you are. It's like noticing people talking differently in different places or different group of friends. Like for example, di ba in our house we speak in different words or use different sentence. While we are in the office or in school, we also use different words to say. So social linguistic studies those differences and why they exist. So if you have any or another idea on what is social linguistics, you can probably stand. Carlo.
For example, the Philippines. The archipelago of the Philippines consists of 3 islands, majorly adverb. Luzon, Visayas, and Stop laughing. Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. There are 3 major dialects. In Luzon, they speak Tagalog. In Visayas, they speak Cebuano. However, in Mindanao, we are merged by the speeches and dialects of Luzon and Visayas. Because we can be Bisaya, Muslims, kanamon siya gitawag ng social linguistics, making difference through differences.
Another one. Miss,
Share with my opinion regarding sa social linguistics is kung saan mo gamitin ang language na kanipindi sa society or sa palibot sa mga tao na naakap. So, it depends on kung sa malayo yung gamiton, either alayin yung formal or informal way sa mga barkada or instructor ko rin magkatubang kung ito nga way nga language yung gamiton.
For me, the social linguistics studies the relations between language and society. So for me, it could be the language of their origins of a society or country.
so that's it. So the next one is neuro-linguistic. Miss me.
Just a minute.
Clay. Miss Clay.
Neurolinguistics, the study of language processing and language presentation in the brain. Example, heard a word, class, understand it, class, say it. So it is how our brain process our language. It's like looking at the part of our brain to help us to speak, understand words, and learn new languages. Imagine you hear a word and then say it, diba? You have the process on it, so you can directly tell that and say it loud because the process that mo and you imagine the word. So neurolinguistic would study how different parts of your brain work together, and that's what make happen. So the next reporter discussant is Ate Julie.
Wow.
So discourse analysis is also under macro-linguistics. About one student, please.
Discourse analysis, or the analysis of language beyond the sentence. It is the study of how stretches of the language used in communications, assuming meaning, purpose, and unity for their users. For example, analyzing of speech.
So when we say discourse analysis, or the analysis of language beyond sentence, or the study of how stretches of the language used in communication assume meaning, purpose, and unity for their users. So for example of this is analyzing of speech. So when you say analyzing in speech, so it can be applied to various forms of communication, speech, written. What else more? Yes, Carlo. Spoken.
When we talk about discourse analysis, from the word itself, discourse, meaning it is a communicative way, how the language is used during communication. That is the relationship, and that is what we call discourse analysis. In your example, analyzing of speech, that can be put in the communication. However, the point is, how do you use language during communication? That is what we call discourse analysis in my own opinion.
Well, the example here is analyzing of speech because in discourse analysis, speech is one of the studies. For instance, when during our former president, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, every time he do his speeches, di ba, some of the researchers, murag gusto nilang mahibalan nganong ingon na niyang way. Why this is the way how our last president kanang mukhaan siya, kanang siya mo istorya. Nganong man siya ang president sa Nyagi, ay ako sa mga kayo bisag nasubangan sa even though na siya sa public, nganong mamalikas man siya, nganong magbisiyaw man siya dito. Nga naman siya, tiyaman yung way para mainggan yung mga tapaminaw niya, yung like something like that. And that is also a part of discourse analysis. That's why we put it as an example. Okay? Okay, so do you have an example?
Actually, during our second semester, we worked on discourse analysis as well. Finding the dictionary acts in the voice speech something anak. So what we did was identify those sentences by the judges if it's a dictionary, or per dictionary. So discourse analysis din siya.
So, more same for example, siya sa speeches, right? So, therefore, we can conclude that our example is correct.
Therefore,
So now let us proceed on.
So in essence, discourse analysis provides a powerful lens for understanding how languages our thoughts, actions, and
because AI also can help to correct our grammar, to expand our vocabulary, and to help na pag-fix ang sa paragraph into correct one. Yeah.
Also, another has another idea.
ChatGPT.
Aside from AI, sa
ChatGPT. ChatGPT.
Yeah, that is real.
Katong ChatGPT.
Computer.
ChatGPT.
AI magyapon sa Google.
Okay, Carlo. Yes, Carlo. Ready?
Speaking in a broader way, artificial intelligence, once again, of course, computational linguistics na siya. However, artificial intelligence, I agree with James, na artificial intelligence helps us in correcting our grammar, structures, sentences. However, it is not negative. It is not negative for me. Is it because artificial intelligence is a tool, not a person. Artificial intelligence is a tool which we can use, reduce.
Okay, now, let me rephrase the question. Ang giingon ni Ate Angeline is, do you have any idea, except from artificial intelligence, that is connected to computational linguistics?
We raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Because it's easy there, artificial intelligence.
Yes.
So do you need to count it?
Okay, so therefore you guys, all the apps from God na maka-research that is an artificial intelligence.
Ha?
For an example ka ng mga ChatGPT, mga question AI, CC TikTok, YouTube,
Play Store.
that is artificial intelligence.
Kelbot. Kelbot.
Play Store. Shane. Play Store.
Okay, so this
Ako pa siya, Kelbot.
So, okay, this AI plays a crucial role in computational linguistics. Techniques like machine learning, deep learning, and neural networks are used to train computer models to process and understand language. These models can learn from vast amounts of data, improving their accuracy and performance over time. Next, we have applied linguistics.
Ako, Ting.
Uy, raise your right hand.
The field of study that looks at how linguistics can help understand real life problems in areas such as psychology, sociology, and education. For example, lexicography. Masa na lexicography? Let's say, explain ka na.
An idea what is lexicography? Isa na idea, guys.
Ako.
Another one is yes, please.
For me, from the word lexi, it's the word.
Lexicon.
Yeah, lexicon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what is lexicography? Guys?
Ano, mga vocabulary words.
That. Vocabulary words that.
That can be used in a paragraph or a sentence. Yeah.
Yes, Erica.
For example, lexicography, those people or the process of like, going to dictionary.
Compiling a dictionary.
Oh, dahil the compiling of the
Ganda yan ang idea. Okay, go, Garbo.
Lexicography. From the word itself, lexicon is the branch of knowledge, a vocabulary of a person, a language. For example, lexicography. The synonym
lexicography kanang usahon nimo tanang vocabulary words nga pwedeng balik-balikod every day. That is lexicography.
Yes, so, isang matika.
Yes.
I love dictionaries.
Yes.
So,
Kasi na